Who is more intelligent, the modern human, the medieval human, or the prehistoric human? We are conditioned to believe that the evolution of society is linear, when in reality, history is far more complex and diffuse than our concept of ages and periods suggests. Time is a great teacher when it comes to challenging our understanding of the world. Because of that, today we are going to discover who possesses the greatest intellect based on the following criteria. Problem solving, the ability to find quick and efficient solutions. Learning, the ability to acquire new knowledge and adapt it to different situations. Memory, the capacity to retain and recall important information. Creativity, the ability to generate new ideas and invent original solutions. Adaptation and survival, the ability to survive and adapt to difficult environments. Communication, the ability to explain ideas, teach, and understand others. Planning, the ability to think ahead and organize strategies. Emotional control, making decisions without losing composure under pressure. Speed of reasoning, thinking quickly in challenging situations. Accumulated knowledge, the amount of scientific, artistic, technological, and cultural development achieved by an individual or society. Let us begin with prehistoric humans, commonly known as cavemen. These early humans were known for their adaptability, strength, speed, and endurance. They were capable of remarkable feats such as tracking. Hunters followed footprints, droppings, fur, and other signs left by animals. As shown in episode 8 of the documentary series The Life on Our Planet, hunters used strategy, cooperation, and intelligence to drive large herds of bison toward cliffs, securing food for many people throughout the winter. Family and friends. They lived in small groups of around 20 to 100 people. Family was the foundation of survival. Children learned by observing adults, and bonds of friendship and cooperation were essential for hunting, gathering food, and protection. Social life. Food was shared among the group. People gathered around campfires to talk, tell stories, and pass down knowledge. Celebrations and meetings between different groups also took place. Culture and religion. Many groups believed in spirits of nature, animals, and ancestors. They buried their dead, suggesting beliefs about death and possibly an afterlife. They also created cave paintings, sculptures, and symbolic objects. Transportation. Most travel was done on foot. Some groups used simple canoes to cross rivers and lakes. With the domestication of animals, humans began using horses, donkeys, and other animals for transportation. Social structure. Early communities were relatively egalitarian. Leaders were often chosen because of their experience, hunting skills, or wisdom. As agriculture developed, larger villages emerged along with chiefs, warriors, priests, and differences in wealth. Daily life. Men often hunted large animals, although this varied across cultures. Women frequently gathered plants, fruits, and seeds while also caring for children. Everyone contributed to tasks essential for the group's survival. The medieval individual was very different from us in some ways, but surprisingly similar in others. What was a medieval person like? Mindset religion strongly influenced the way people viewed the world. Many believed that events such as droughts, diseases, and wars had divine or spiritual causes. Honor, reputation, and loyalty were highly valued. Knowledge. Most of the population was illiterate. Knowledge was transmitted mainly through speech, observation, and experience. Monks, scholars, and some nobles had access to books and formal education. Work and endurance life was physically demanding. Peasants spent long hours cultivating the land, caring for animals, and performing manual labor. Craftsmen spent years perfecting their skills. Social relationships. People depended heavily on family and community. It was common to know virtually everyone in the village. Cooperation was essential for planting, harvesting, and overcoming difficulties. Courage and danger wars, diseases, and famine were constant risks. Many people developed emotional resilience in response to the hardships of the era. Infant mortality was much higher than it is today. Entertainment, religious festivals, fairs, music, dancing, storytelling, and competitions were popular forms of entertainment. Storytellers played an important role in preserving culture. What was daily life like? A medieval peasant might wake up at sunrise, work in the fields for most of the day, take breaks for simple meals such as bread, porridge, and vegetables, return home at sunset, spend time with family around the fire, listening to stories or talking. Comparison with prehistoric humans. Prehistoric humans had to master the wilderness. Medieval people had to master life within an organized society with laws, traditions, religion, and specialized professions. Both relied heavily on memory observation and practical experience. In terms of practical intelligence, a medieval peasant knew how to farm, build, raise animals, predict weather changes, repair tools, and survive with limited resources, skills that required considerable knowledge even without formal education. Would they know the laws where they lived? Probably yes. Although many medieval people could not read, they generally knew the rules and customs of the region where they lived. How did laws work? Throughout most of the Middle Ages, laws were learned through daily life and tradition. People heard the decisions of local leaders. Ancient customs often carried the force of law. Disputes were resolved by local lords, judges, town councils, or religious authorities. Many people knew what was permitted and forbidden, even if they had never read a legal document. Was there private property? Yes, but not exactly as we understand it today. Land was the most important asset. Kings granted land to nobles. Nobles controlled large estates. Peasants often cultivated plots of land to support their families. In many regions, peasants did not fully own the land. They had the right to use it in exchange for labor, taxes, or a portion of their harvest. In towns and cities, merchants and craftsmen could own houses, workshops, tools, goods. Money rights varied greatly depending on social status. A town citizen might have rights such as owning property, inheriting assets, making contracts, participating in certain local decisions. A noble enjoyed much broader rights, including collecting taxes and administering justice within his domains. Duties. Duties were also an important part of life. A peasant might be required to work several days on the lord's land, pay taxes and tributes, help maintain roads, bridges, or fortifications, serve in local militias when necessary. A noble's duties included defending his lands, providing warriors to the king, administering the region under his control. What did this mean for the medieval individual? Most people did not think in terms of individual rights as we do today. Instead, they viewed society as a network of mutual obligations. The peasant owed labor and tribute, the lord owed protection, family members owed support to one another. The community was expected to help its members during difficult times. Because of this, a medieval individual likely had a very clear understanding of who their family was, which lands they could use, what taxes they had to pay, what obligations they carried, and who held authority over them. Knowledge of local rules was essential for survival and for maintaining one's place within the community. If we compare each era, the difference in access to information is gigantic. Access to information era. Access to information, 1950 low. 1990, medium 2000 to 2026. Extremely high 1950. And an average person got information mainly through radio, newspapers, magazines, books, conversations with family and neighbors. School, the amount of knowledge that existed was already enormous, but access to it was slow. Researching a topic often required going to a library and spending hours or even days looking for information. 1990, an average person had access to television with many channels, newspapers and magazines, encyclopedias, libraries, early home computers, the beginning of the internet for a small minority. The internet was still very limited. In 1990, only about 0.05% of the world's population was online. By 2000, that number had risen to around 6%. 2000 to 2026. The leap was extraordinary. People now have access to Google, Wikipedia, YouTube, social media, online courses, digital books, artificial intelligence, automatic translations, smartphones with instant access to information. By 2025, around 5.6 to 6 billion people were using the internet, roughly 70 to 75% of the global population. A simple comparison. Imagine that you want to learn about the Roman Empire, 1950. Search for books in a library. It could take days or even weeks. 1990, consult encyclopedias. Watch documentaries on television. It could take hours or days. 2026, search on your phone. Watch videos, read articles, talk to an AI. Receive an explanation within minutes. This is a colossal advantage compared to previous eras. However, the constant flow of information and endless distractions can also become a limitation. Technology and communication. Modern people possess communication capabilities that previous generations could barely imagine. Today, with almost any smartphone or computer, you can instantly send a message to someone on the other side of the world. No horses, no ships, no letters, and no waiting days or weeks for a response. Family and friends' families tend to be smaller. Many people live alone. Friendships can exist both in person and online. Local communities are often less connected than they once were. Economy. The economy is highly globalized. Professional specialization is greater than ever. We depend on thousands of people we will never meet to produce the goods and services we use every day. Transportation cars, buses, trains, airplanes. Crossing continents now takes hours instead of weeks or months. The atomization of the individual atomization refers to people becoming more independent while also becoming more isolated. Medieval society. Individuals were deeply connected to family, religion, village, and profession. Personal freedom was more limited. The sense of belonging was much stronger. Modern society, people have greater freedom to choose where to live, work, and who to associate with. However, many people experience loneliness and a lack of community. There is also much greater diversity in beliefs. Some people are religious, while others are not. Science explains many phenomena that were once attributed to supernatural forces. Many people feel responsible for creating their own identity and sense of purpose. This freedom can be empowering, but it can also bring uncertainty and anxiety. Conclusion. If we judge each era based on the resources available to its people, then, in my opinion, prehistoric humans, the cavemen if you want to call them that, deserve special recognition. They were able to accomplish what they needed with almost nothing. Using only their hands, stones, wood, and the materials around them, they created their own tools and weapons. When working together, they were incredibly effective. Survival skills were widespread throughout society, and nearly everyone knew how to use the tools necessary for daily life. Their weapons were also their tools. Modern humans possess vastly more knowledge, technology, and comfort. However, there is something impressive about the ability of prehistoric people to survive, adapt, and thrive with so few resources. Well, that's my perspective. Thank you for your attention.